Welcome back to the Garden State Hip Hop Hour. We took a little break, but we're back with my man Demic right here.
We're back in.
So again, we just want to thank him for inviting us into his home and allowing us to shoot this interview here. Again, he said it's his first interview in years.
Yeah, years. I've done this. Like, I know you was at King doing the radio show, and I used to get interviewed up there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, 90.3. I was on there. Rutgers. I did the whole college radio lane. So like it was like I was in Orlando at Rollins College. So like I was kind of like doing that for a minute. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then we met at Atlantic Records. But do you feel like college radio is important to a musician's career? And
I think it was very important before. I feel like radio though is I feel like radio should have transitioned differently because radio should control the playlist like Spotify. So like what you're doing, right? There's like a need for like what you're doing with the Garden State Hip Hop playlist is important because then somebody could go and say, okay, who's the dopest hot artist out of Jersey, and it's there and it's needed. But it's like one of those things like the verses on Instagram Live where people might not be paying attention to things like that all the time. But you have once you bring the proper context to it, then they're gonna realize how important that is. You know what I mean? And I feel like radio should be like if you're a DJ, you should have a popping playlist on Spotify. That's what a DJ because people are booking you because they like your set of the songs you pick.
But what do you feel about DJs? 'Cause I feel like sometimes DJs are, cornered. They have to play certain songs, or they have to promote, certain music.
You mean like radio DJs or club DJs, or what you mean? Like just
I guess
general?
either or really, because in the radio they have certain music they gotta play, and in the club they got certain music they gotta play. They don't really have the freedom necessarily to.
Yeah, I mean, I've always been an independent artist, and I've always had DJs play my stuff. Like if you gotta remember, everything is not. I feel like a lot of artists are self-centered and narcissistic. So like everything is like when you look at something, you gotta look at what somebody's trying to do and be ready to also be of service to them. So like if you want a DJ to play your songs, but you never go to his nights, like you never go to his parties. You know what I mean? Like he has a dream too. His dream is to be a bigger DJ than he is, right? So that's off rip. But you're coming to him like, play my song, play my song, play my song. Why would he play your song? You know what I mean? Like he might do it off the strength, and then, or if he like it or whatever. But really though, he doesn't see you. Like you're not a part of the culture. You're coming from the outside, and you're just throwing a song out, and it's just like, you know what I mean? And he's only seeing you when you're spamming an email or something. You know what I'm saying? So like I feel like DJs are cool. I just feel like a lot of them didn't look ahead, and this is going back to the Corona thing, where they should have been. I've been telling all my DJ friends for years, you need to be looking at this Spotify playlisting thing, this Apple Music playlist, because technically that's radio. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the new discovery platform, and that's why I say like I always look at things like I always look at what something actually is, and then I say, oh, that's the same thing. So like I make those parallels all the time, and that's kind of like answered the question earlier, how like how I transition from thing to thing, because I'm looking at the parallels like, yo, radio is a playlist, and now you could do your own playlist on Spotify. Like why don't you have that? You're a DJ, you're on the radio. Why are you not telling them you should have been doing that before? But like a lot of people don't want to do things until it's popular. You know what I'm saying?
But before DJs were doing mixtapes, right? So it's almost like this would be kind of like the new mixtape.
A playlist is like the new mixtape. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So why are you not? How am I seeing that? And I'm not a DJ, and you're in it as a DJ, and you don't see that. And I'm talking about going back to like before Spotify was popping like that. When it was like 2013, things like that. You know what I'm saying?
Wait, Spotify?
Yeah.
You don't think Spotify's still popping?
No. I'm saying like when Spotify was first popping.
Oh, so when it started kind of like the transition and started gaining traction.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're still like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But to me, as soon as I see what the playlist was, I'm like, oh, this is like if you're a DJ, you need to be doing this, and then it's virtual. So now you could just send people your playlist and say, and you could charge them. You could lock your playlist or something, and then charge people to access your playlist to play at their event. You don't even gotta go.
No, yeah, 100%. And I think you hit on something very important about the DJs and the artist relationship.
Yeah.
It's networking. A lot of times an artist wants to be like, hey, just play my music. Why are you not playing my music?
Right.
those relationships are very important, and DJs,
Right.
I'm sure, check that out and watch out for that as well.
Yeah, that's what Ack said about Meek, right? So Meek says he doesn't like Ack because Ack's a corny blogger, and then Ack's like, well, why don't you give the light to the bloggers that you think are popping, a DJ Ghost, the other ones that you think are cool, right? But you don't do that. Why are you not? If you're Meek, why aren't you grabbing a dude like DJ Ghost who got 2 million subscribers on YouTube and giving him the sit down like what we doing?
Mm-hmm.
Why are you not doing that? Why are you not giving them the light? You know what I mean? Because you have I'm not saying that you could build a career on your own, but you could definitely like introduce them to a couple people, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? But you're not doing that. You rather sit back and complain that Acker's a corny blogger or bloggers are corny. But you're not. But he's just thinking about himself. He's not thinking about like, yo, you got bloggers in Philly right now, people that their dream is to do. You know what I'm saying? You got people. You got you, right? Give him the sit down with, you know what I'm saying, with you. If you're the biggest artist in Jersey and you think Ack is corny, you can, whoever you are, sit down with somebody else who you think is dope and give them, because everybody has a platform now.
So why do you think they're not doing that though?
They're not doing it because they're narcissistic. They're not thinking about nobody outside themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like, and a lot of people are like that. You know what I'm saying? I see it because I'm in the habit of not asking for people for things that only benefit myself. You know what I'm saying? I don't even feel comfortable asking people to do things that don't benefit them. Also, you know what I mean? Because that's what it is. You wanna build by being around, like, okay, like this works. You know what I'm saying? Like if you do film, right? Now, and you're a rapper, so now you need somebody to film, and I need somebody to film, so that we get, and then it works. You feel what I'm saying? So like I just feel like you have to if you're a rapper, you can actually say like, this is the person that does my videos all the time, and now that person is getting work off of that. You know what I mean? Even if you're not paying them, type thing. So it's just like I feel like I just feel like people need to be more of service to other people when they want something.
So then, do you agree with Ack when they were saying, when people were upset with him for not supporting them, but he came back like, I support those who support me?
Yeah.
Or do you think he has a responsibility to, post every artist or every major release, whether or not they support him back?
Yeah, I don't think so. Because Ack knows his like, one thing you gotta know about Ack is he's self-made. So when somebody's self-made, that means that you didn't help them. So if you didn't help somebody do nothing, like, you really don't got nothing to say about how they got their thing. And I mean, he wasn't propped up by, he wasn't made by MTV, and then now he has a responsibility because MTV picked him to represent the culture. He did his little thing in his little corner on YouTube. It got hot, and then now that he's hot, when you never checked for him when he was 1,000 subscribers in, 500 subscribers in, now you want to tell him what to do when you never had a hand in anything? That makes no sense.
Yeah, and they call him, well, a lot of them like to call him a cancer to the culture.
Yeah, no, I mean, I agree with a lot of, I agree with all sides. So like, I know what they mean when they say that, and he does instigate. You know what I mean?
But if he wasn't instigating, would he have gone on? Because regardless of what we say, right? We don't like people to instigate. We don't like the negative stuff, but we only pay attention to the beef and to the negative stuff.
Oh, there's only beef. I feel like you don't even see nothing. That there's only beef is the only promo now. Like, even with like August Alsina put an album out, and it's not necessarily beef, but it's the controversy between him saying that Jada did him wrong, and now like they're doing the Will and Jada Red Table Talk, and there's 1 million views, and it's the top topic, and I'm sure his music is benefiting from that. So it's like there's like no other way to promote your stuff than to cause conflict with something. And then Ack knows people are looking for the conflict. He covers it,
Entanglement is how she put it.
Oh,
so what do you think, right? So when men are doing that stuff, it's bad. But now she does it, and it's like, they're rooting for her and it's saying like, feel good.
Women don't want to accept accountability. They want to play the role of the victim. What a girl told me not too long ago, the man is always wrong in the situation. And she like really literally said that. And I feel like women are oftentimes seen as the victim even when they're not. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, and then she says entanglement. It's like, yo, like, I understand you, like, girls like Jada, Erykah Badu, these deep chicks that's super deep. I want to hear deep. What did y'all
just
do?
showing her vocabulary off.
I feel like, listen, Will tried to save her. I mean, he said, yo, listen, you made this big hoopla, you coming to the red table. We've been here for like 5-6 minutes, and you're talking around the thing, and everybody just want to know, what did you do with dude? And I knew
Shit.
I knew that was going to go viral because it was the moment that he gave her, and we're all sitting around the world watching, like, what you about to say.
Yo, you seen the memes where they put her face over her future?
Oh, yeah.
Like, as a new toxic person? I think it's...
Yo, but she been on it, though, like that. I mean, and, like, listen, I don't know Jada. I don't
really
get, like...
We're speaking from, like, the perspective of, like, we're
I'm
just
just
in the
talking,
media.
the entertainment aspect of this is that, and what she represents to the women that in our lives that we might know that she's kind of like, is like, it's just like Jada is always been, from the time I seen her on TV crying over Tupac, but you're married to Will, so no woman I'm married to can cry over another man, and I'm taking half her stuff with me. Like, I'm gonna do the...
So if you're Will, you're not sitting down at the red table?
I might, cause it's whatever, but I'm not staying, I'm not even getting to that point.
No, I was just asking. I was wondering.
No, we're not making it that far. But if I'm there with you, and I rock with you, and I'll sit down, because I'm willing to hear things out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So speaking of, like, you know, beef, like we were talking about before, or storylines like this, to push music. Mm-hmm. So is Kanye running for president? Is it real? Is it promotion for music? What's your take on this?
I feel like this, and this is why I see the parallel in things. There's no difference from an album campaign to a presidential campaign. I've actually thought about hiring the political marketers to push albums for me in the past. You know what I mean? Like the people who push the mayors and the governors when they're running for office, and what do? They send a street team out and they put posters everywhere. They send people to people's doors. It's an album campaign regardless. So whether he running for album thing, it's the same thing, right? He's still gonna be thing. He's not even running under what's it called? The birthday party, you said?
Independent, right?
Yeah, independent, but he calls it the birthday party.
Oh, he calls it the birthday party? Okay.
It's a new party. That's what he said.
Honestly, it's hard for me to keep up with everything because it seems like the news cycle is
it's crazy.
And we gotta take a break sometimes. Like, you know, he dropped, I think, 3 freestyles in the article he did for, was it Forbes, I believe? That kind of like go along with his presidential campaign. So it's hard to keep up with everything.
I just seen that he dropped, like, with the Gap deal, that's a good stuff.
So you're a fashion guy. You know, we obviously got stuff here. What do you feel about Kanye with the Gap?
That's a good stuff to pick up, because if you seen what he did with Yeezy, I mean, when he announced the Gap deal, Gap stock jumped up. I mean, it rose. I want to probably say at least a 10% thing, and it's a 10-year deal. So if you buy the Gap stock right now, in 10 years, the money it should increase. You know what I mean?
But as a brand, what do you feel? Because, you know, I'm not a big fashion guy, but some of the people I talk to that are really into fashion, they're kind of upset because they feel like, you know, Yeezy has a fashion brand that's kind of like, you know, it's high, you know, it's elevated. And now they feel like, and I understand why he's doing it. I agree with why he's doing it. He's trying to make it affordable for people. We've heard that for years for Kanye.
I feel like Gap goes in line with what Kanye is about, because it's not like Kanye is kind of like a normal, regular dude. He never was like a Cameron or something like that. So I feel like Gap goes in line with the type of culture that I would perceive that he comes from. So I feel like the Gap deal is cool. You know what I mean? And Gap is not a whack brand, so it's like it's a brand that's in an interesting place where he could actually lift them up, like he lifted off Adidas. You know what I mean? Like, at the time, people say, yo, you're gonna leave Nike with the Red Octobers and all that stuff. Like, yeah, and you see what he did with Yeezys? Is like either you got Jordans or you got Yeezys at this point, which is a big accomplishment. When you think about it, would you have a sneaker that says Jay-Z on it? Like, as big as Jay-Z is, would you wear
shoes?
Right. Did you have one?
No, I didn't have them.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So, like, just imagine how crazy it is that he actually put Yeezy on a sneaker. It's not like it's like Yeezy, and people are actually selling out, and it costs like $500.
No, he's come a long way with the brand. I remember season 1, everybody's like, what are these clothes that they were raggedy? They were like brownish.
But you know what fashion is, and this is what fashion is, striking. You know what I mean? So, like, it's not about because it's fashion, so it can be hot or not. It's like art, like I was telling you about music. It's got to be just accepted for what it is. But like fashion, like like the Balenciagas.
Oh, Balenciaga.
Yeah,
Yes.
they're like really big, right?
Mm-hmm.
And instantly. So fashion is like you have to know instantly when you see it. That's what makes people want to buy it. So like when you see Yeezy and it looks like some raggedy clothes, and you see somebody who obviously got money in this raggedy outfit, right off top you're like, what is that? You know what I'm saying? So like I feel like you have to you can't just go out and drop something regular, ever. It has to be striking. So like whether it's raggedy, like the Cybertruck that Elon Musk put out.
Oh, okay.
It's all boxed up. It's like a box. It's like boxes and angles on the truck, and it's like, what is this? But it went viral, and it damn near sold out because it's striking to look at. You know what I mean? It's different than everything else.
Yeah. So back to the presidential part though, but how do you feel like if he really is running? Obviously, like you said, the birthday party. Like, what's your take on that? Do you feel like he's taking votes away? Do you feel like he's just a disruptor that could maybe cause someone like a Donald Trump to win another election? Like, what's your stance on this?
I don't think he's a disruptor. I just don't think that makes sense. I feel like Kanye, and we have to be consistent because everybody tells you can be who you want to be and anything is possible. And anytime somebody tries to do something outside of what you've constructed as their reality, we try to clown them. So it's like, are you gonna clown Ye for trying to run for president when you're telling your little 3-year-old son that he could be president if you want to be? You know what I'm saying? So like I feel like we gotta sit back, watch what Ye, and the thing is like who somebody really is always different than who you think they are. So you might be like, oh, that's Ye's a rapper, like, but really he could really be a dude that like that he's really serious about what, like when Kim Kardashian was becoming like an attorney or something, right? And she really took it, like she went through like the thing, and everybody was mad that she didn't go through school to get to the attorney.
Okay, yeah, I remember that.
But people don't have the right mind for it because like, how you supposed to take that? It's like, oh, you can become an attorney without going to college? Oh, let me look into how she did that. Because I've always wanted to be an attorney, but I never wanted to go to that school for that long. So I can go take the bar, I can study on my own, learn everything anyway, and then go get a bag. That's how you have to take those type of things in, but people want to hate so much and hate people so much that they're always looking from the hater perspective. Like, oh, she's just a dumb chick. How's she a dumb chick? Like, she might, who knows what she is, but what I'm saying, who are you? Like, are
so
you
then, like, I don't need to draw, but like, okay, so you're a person, right? You have this big following, you have this presence of what people think they know about you. And it goes back to what you said. We know Kanye as an artist, fashion designer, all these things. But it's just, we don't know his personal life. We don't know the man behind, you know what I'm saying?
You don't know where he really came from at the end of the day.
So how do you even deal with that? Because when people come up to you and they feel like, oh, I know you, or they feel privy to your life, but really they only know what you're trying to show them as maybe an entertainer or an entrepreneur. They don't know your true intention, like you said earlier.
Yeah, like, you know what's funny? Like, even people that know me don't know me because we changed a long time. So like, let's say you have friends from high school, but then they don't know how you evolved since then. Or you have friends from now, they don't know that you was a certain way 10 years ago, or you know what I mean, or 5 years ago. So people always know what they've been exposed to from you. And I feel like with me, I always try to, because I'm big up on legacy, so I always try to make sure I correct people who are saying things about me that I don't think, like, I'm not like that. That's not true. You know what I'm saying? So I'm big on people say, oh, you don't argue. I don't argue. You just said I'm like this. And no, I'm not like that. You know what I'm saying? So really how I try to handle it is I try to correct people if they're way off about who I am. You know what I'm saying? But I only deal with that for people that are semi close to me. You know what I'm saying? Or in my daily life. You know what I'm saying? If they have something misconstrued.
Yeah, like most of these artists and most of these celebrities or political figures, it's like you're in a spotlight. So how did you learn to live in a spotlight? You know, because I imagine that could be hard. Like you said, people can be making vicious comments online. They can see you. You know what I'm saying? You kind of lose your privacy.
Honestly, for me, nothing affects me. So there's
nothing.
Nothing affects me.
And you were like that from the jump?
I only care. No. Well, I mean, I've always been like, who are you? So like I look at it like this, like I don't want to say everybody's corny, but to me it's just like, who are you? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what are you talking about? Like, who are you to be saying anything about anything? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like let's say when you break down the facts of what things are, like when you, like I said, I might be the chick and she's clowning Kim Kardashian, and I don't care about Kim Kardashian, but it's like, who are you to be clowning her? Like. I could break, like, you're, like, it's like when you see online and people like, oh, she's just a dumb chick. And you're like, are you not a dumb chick too? Like.
But I feel also like, do we actually know she's dumb? We know, obviously, we know her from the Kardashians.
Exactly.
We know her from stuff. It goes back to what I was saying. We don't know. We know the entertainment side of it and what the media tries to tell about that person.
Right, but like, what I'm trying to say is I don't hold anybody in a high regard, so I don't take it like as like that's gospel coming from out of nobody's mouth, because I just feel like I could always like I could roast them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I've been roasting people my whole life. That's what I got. People right now that's still always.
But I mean, I feel like that's a daily. Who knows? Like, I don't know. Maybe it's like a Jersey thing. I don't know. Yeah, I feel like we just like roast people like your friends.
I got people right now still come up to me from like back in the day. Like, you made my life a living hell, because I'm gonna roast you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I feel like people aren't self-aware a lot of times, and I'm gonna tell you what I see, because you done told me what you see. You know what I mean? I'm this, I'm that. Okay, let's break down your life. They can't handle that.
So they just want to give it one way. They don't want to be able to receive it.
Most of the people that give like that can't handle it coming back to them at all. And I talk to this when I talk to girls, and I'm like, you know, a lot of women want to say random whatever they want to say, like say to you or say to whatever man, and it's like, yo, don't start that, because I'm gonna say something that's gonna make you cry.
Yeah.
And you're not going to be able to say anything that's gonna make me cry. But you're like, not to say like women cry. I'm just saying you're not going to be able to faze me, and I know it's mad stuff I could say that could break you. So don't even go there. Like, don't start with me. You feel me? And that's how I feel about people's opinions on things.
Yeah, it sucks because it doesn't suck, but you gotta avoid the back and forth sometimes when you're in a position like yourself, or sometimes we unfairly judge these celebrities.
Yeah,
They're constantly under attack. They don't really get to always go back, and when they do, all of a sudden we judge them now. Mm-hmm. I think we see stuff even more recently with 50 Cent. Like, the man was just eating at a restaurant in Edgewater, right. And the fan tries to press him.
That was in Edgewater?
Yeah, that was Edgewater, right? It's over here in North Jersey, right around the water.
It? Yeah.
Yeah, and he's throwing chairs now, but it's like you reach a breaking point.
Which is wild though.
But he's just trying to eat. Like, people feel like they can press you for clout or for some exposure.
Yeah, I seen it. I seen him throwing chairs. It was kind of bad. I think that's such a wild reaction to whatever that is.
It's 50 Cent though. I feel like
which is why, which I kind of feel like it was he kind of over. It's an overreaction from anybody, but like I said, I don't know what the dude said to him.
Yeah.
I don't know, but like to be throwing chairs at the restaurant when you're 50.
Yeah.
So you could you're like. The person who owns the restaurant wants your business, and they want you to keep coming there. They want your rapper friends to keep coming there. So that's nothing but like, yo, you could tell the person that owned the restaurant easily, like, yo, you're a boss. You gotta act like it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, listen, like, this guy right here, we gotta get. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I'm out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's definitely wild. Like, the reaction was over the top, but I was just trying to like how we're talking. These celebrities are constantly, or people in the spotlight. Mm-hmm. So, and even going back to the original conversation, we're talking about Kanye and what we think we know about him,
right?
And those things. If he's running for president, we don't know if truly he might be a great president. We don't know what his true intentions are, or what his knowledge is necessarily. We just know what the media and he has portrayed through that.
Yeah, I only would vote for somebody who. I feel like vote.
He said he never voted before. I thought that was kind of crazy.
Yeah.
I can't imagine myself voting for someone that's never voted before.
So it's almost like they don't even respect the process that they're entering, which is like another thing. But like, it just depends. Like, at the end of the day, you gotta if you agree with everything that he's doing. Like, let's say if like things I care about, like marriage laws, like the divorce laws, stop giving women like alimony of like $60 million, like Dr. Dre and his wife and all that. And it's like, if he says I'm going to change the law so that you don't have to do that, he might get my vote. You know what I'm saying? Because we on that boycott marriage thing right now. So it's just like, until they fix all the laws. You know what I mean? So it's just like if he's running under the right platforms, I guess you have to consider him no matter what, right? But I don't know if I don't know. It'd be crazy if he even got like 1% of the votes in America. Would be wild.
Yeah, I mean, he has some backers. Elon Musk, he co-signed them, didn't he?
Yeah, Elon Musk. But what's the difference between like Kanye and Donald Trump? Like, there's both being people who came from entertainment background and like running companies and things like that, and just being you know what I mean?
What do you think about that trend going forward? Do you think it's going to happen more often?
I think it will because you have like everything is like celebrities control so much like of being in your face every day and their thought process, and like like you could like I could see it happening. You know what I mean? Like I remember when I was in college, I ran for like head of like African American group, like the president, and I won.
Oh,
and I was
congratulations! Like it was today.
But what I'm saying is like, it's like, how did I win that? You know what I mean? Like all the people that have always been in the politics of schools and high school and coming in, and they're running, and I'm just running like, yo, I think that and I'm mad rough around the edges, and it's just like, and I won this vote, like, oh word, like okay, you know what I mean? And so when I seen that, I know it's like on a smaller level, but like I told you earlier, like if it could happen like that, that's why I knew Trump could win when he was going. I mean, because if you have influence,
it's almost like just a popularity contest.
Yeah,
it's a popularity contest.
Yeah.
Like you said earlier, you said against shirts. If I can make a quarter, I can make a $250,000.
So popularity. Brand awareness is a big deal. So like, if people even know about you, that's a big deal. And people underestimate that. You got brands that pay billions of dollars every year just so you know about them, even if you don't care about that. That when you go in the store, when you got to decide like, oh, which one do I get? Oh, I've heard about it. Oh yeah, let me get this one because I heard about it before. Even if you thought that none of their ads worked on you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like I feel like because of that, Trump, Kanye, anybody moving, going off into the future has a shot.
Are we gonna see you run for president?
Me? Oh, nah. I'm an immigrant, so at the end of the day, I can't even take office. You feel me? But I might run for president of my home country. I mean, maybe when I'm older. I mean, if I cared enough.
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot to process, and it's just good hearing other people's takes on it.
Yeah. What
so
you think?
what do I think? What I vote?
You going for Kanye?
Nah, I'm not voting for Kanye.
Nah? No matter what?
No matter what.
Hold on.
And again, it has nothing to do with
Let me ask you something.
Okay, go ahead.
What do you care about the most in life?
In life?
In politics?
Or currently?
No, just in life. What's the thing that you care the most about?
I mean, financials.
Financials.
Okay.
So Kanye says, if Kanye says he's gonna clear all your student debt, if you got student debt, no. And nobody else is doing
because
it, you don't care.
It's not that I don't care. It's not that I don't care at all. He could run on a platform that I 100% agree with.
And you're just not with it.
And it's not because I'm not with it.
Yeah.
There's multiple reasons. We're in July now.
Okay.
The election's in November.
Right.
He's just announcing now.
Right.
Where have you been at?
Yeah.
B, he's never voted before.
Right. So that really is,
that really did stand out for me.
Yeah. Okay.
And C, it is a big deal for me to get President Trump out of office.
Right.
And so I'm gonna vote with the guy, Biden.
Right.
That I feel has the best chance, and most of America who is voting in that sense will vote with as a force to get Trump out of office.
Right.
To me personally, I just feel voting for Kanye is taken away from the vote that can help Trump out. And I'm not saying a person should vote Kanye because they're a Democrat or not voting because they're Republican. I'm just saying though, in this sense, I would go the majority just because I feel the most important thing right now, even if I think the bag, if I think financials is the most important to me, even more important than that is getting someone like President Trump out of the office.
Right. You know what's funny? Like, we used to always say, like, people used to be like, remember when you go to like work at a job and they'll say like, never talk about politics. And now politics is like, politics and religion, right? They say never discuss that at work, in the workplace. And now politics and religion, and I see why they say it, because it's so polarizing, that it really like it's got people unfriending their family members because
I have.
Yeah, and I don't agree with that because like think about it, right? And I don't know how close you are to the family members you've befriended, but it's like when things really hit the fan and somebody has to come to your rescue, it's not gonna be some random person on the internet that you agree with. Like in real life, it's like there's real life, and then there's like there's a core of life, and then there's like society and where we all fit and what we do. So like you know like my brother could hate women or something, right? Which he don't. He's like, but like he could like hate women and as a thing and think that they're like he could be the most misogynistic. I can't abandon him for that because at the end of the day, when I'm stranded on the highway at 3:00 in the morning, I can't call none of the women that he hates.
But there's no line that you feel someone in your family could cross that you'd be like, okay, cool, I fall back. I fall back from first of all, I'm already automatically fall like back. Like that's it. You know what I mean? Like I'm not into entanglements, like or whatever, like I'm not intertwined. So like I'm already automatically like okay, I'll put it like this. Let's talk about immediate fam, right? Because everybody has different relationships with cousins and aunts. But immediate family, there's nothing that my brother, sister, mother, father, daughter could do where I would abandon them. At all. Nothing. Okay. I agree. And when I say I have, again, it was not a family member that's super close.
Right.
But it's just a matter of just, I don't necessarily want to see the content they're always putting out.
Yeah.
And again, it goes back to what we're saying. Like, it seems after Trump became president, a lot of opinions and views came out of people that maybe necessarily you didn't know were there before, or they weren't so open to say.
Which is why.
Now again, before I say this real quick, you know, I'm a white man coming from a white family, and you know, I have black friends. I don't want to say it like that. I feel like that's just a fallback. But to me, like, okay, who am I with right now? I'm with you. You're a black man.
Yeah.
One of my main friends right here, and the person who helps me build this is another black man.
Yeah.
How do I look if someone in my family or someone that I consider a friend before is making these takes or saying these statements, and I'm still riding with them?
Yeah, but something, you know, there's a love for letting people be who they are, and just knowing that, like, yo, my uncle is racist as hell, like, and we just know that he's a whatever, or like, yo, my cousin just be, he just be running through chicks. I don't agree with how he just run through chicks.
Yeah, I think that's a little bit different though to me, run through chicks. In this case, especially when we see what's going on in America.
No. It of course, that's not the same.
No, I know what you're trying to say, but
what I'm saying is like, it's like certain people, like they're just miserable, and you just love them for being miserable. Like, you know, when you come around, he's just miserable. Like, let him be miserable in the corner. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not saying, like, of course, people like what you're talking about, people that like, that's the type of stuff that changed the world, where people took a stance against their own family members. Like, yo, racism is not cool. Having slaves is not cool. Making people not drink water from the same fountain is not cool. And they made those stands against the people that they love to change the world. So I agree with it, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, like, me, I come from a different country.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I want to
grew up here
different.
With like my like those 5 of us, and we was so tight because it was just us here. You know what I mean? In a new place, and we had each other's back. So crazy that the bond is just way too strong to ever break for anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, hopefully, you know, I say that, I also say that my family is good people. So it's like, I mean, that's probably why.
It's a different, that's why I wanted to make my statement how I made it, because again, we come from different backgrounds.
Right.
And it's not none of my immediate family, it's more or less like the stragglers here and there. Yeah. Thankfully, my immediate family, like, I have a lot of family that's mixed. I have, you know, black cousins, Puerto Rican cousins, I have, you know, Turkish cousins. Yeah. So I do come from a very mixed family. It's more or less the stragglers. Yeah. Thankfully, because I don't know, like you said, it could be even a harder decision, and I haven't had to face it. Yeah. Say if my brother said something like that. Yeah.
Or if you're, like I said, I don't know, like, what level of disrespect they were coming with, but like I said, like it's things like that did help to change the world and make it a better place. And me personally, I'm just accepting of all things because like, I don't know, I feel like, honestly, I feel like racism is like the dumbest concept on earth, because it's like you literally are talking about like it's like how can you be racist when that's like saying like you don't like a certain dog because the dog is it's a black dog, a white dog, a brown one, a blue one.
Yeah.
And you really don't like one because of the color of the fur on the dog. Like that's crazy. Like think about how crazy it is when if you would think about animals like a pigeon outside.
Yeah.
It's like different colored pigeons. And you really start separating them.
Nah, yeah, I mean
That's wild.
It's crazy. I guess I just felt, it's just our role too, as the white people in America, to step up a little bit more and make those decisions. I felt like it was necessary.
I've been respecting that too. Like I feel like that's been the best part of this whole protest that was going on. I mean, we was out there, we was downtown North protesting, and it was like it's got to be because okay, so like let me say this like let's say so I see people online they talk about Christopher Columbus, right? And this one guy says I'm Italian, so Christopher Columbus is a hero to me. But I'm like, sir, like you're Italian, but that doesn't mean that you can't see that he did something crazy,
yes.
Or he's a part of something that was crazy. You could still be Italian. Like I could be black and still be like, yo, this black dude did some wild, crazy stuff. So like I just don't understand the people that are like I'm with Columbus just because I'm Italian, so I'm rocking with it. And it's like yo,
you don't even know the history.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like yo, he didn't even. But not to go deep into it. But
yeah.
I'm just like yo, like you really can't see past yourself to know that like yo, the whole world hates this dude, except for like 50 Italian people, like you know what I'm saying? Like that's how I felt. Like so like when we was out of the protest and I'm seeing other people out there, white people, Spanish people, Asians, Indians, and they're all riding to because everybody wants equality. You know what I'm saying? And I really appreciated that coming from all the people that I said, I'm like, wow, you're not even black, you out here. You know what I'm saying? Like that was wild to me because I've never seen that in the past.
So you feel though we are making actual progress this time, or do you think it's just gonna fade away again once everything starts opening back up?
Nah, because I think what we started to see is like the quote that's going around the internet is it's not black versus white, it's everybody versus racist. So like I feel like other people are starting to see like it is everybody versus racist. It's not if you're white you can stay back and not be a part of it. It's nobody wants people to judge people. It's just like if you at a spot and somebody's talking to a little girl crazy, you're gonna be like, yo, what are you doing? It don't matter if you're a little girl or not. You're like, yo, what are you doing? Like, don't talk to her like that. Like you're bugging. Like you're wilding. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's what I've been seeing. So I think that we've come across like a plateau, like where like now other people see that that everybody cares about not treating people crazy. You know?
No, yeah, 100%, and that's why this virus I feel has been a blessing in disguise, maybe because it took away distractions.
Yeah.
It took away the NBA. It took away baseball. It took away concerts. It took away anything that it seems when something with police brutality happens or whenever any kind of social issue happens, like a day or two later, it's like, oh, it's the Yankees versus the Mets.
Yeah. I feel like the protest went off too because everybody unemployed.
Yeah.
So like you might have would have went to work, but you didn't have to work. So it's like, okay, I'm about to go downtown.
You got time. You
got time today.
Yeah.
It's like just like they said. Listen, like usually I don't protest. I got time today. Like you know what I mean. And I feel like that thought went across the whole nation and the whole world because that's what I'm saying. Like yo, I posted something where like they was in Paris for equality and against racism, and then they was down in Brazil, and it's herds of people, and I'm like, wow, like you know what I mean? It was like I just feel like it did make it did make a moment of history, and like in Jersey Demic they're gonna be talking about.
Oh, we're living in a historical time.
Right.
You know when they say sometimes it's hard to know when you're living in a moment that's gonna matter.
Right.
100 years down the road.
Mm-hmm.
I think we know, like, this is a moment that's going to change things going forward. It's going to be in the history books. If they let it in the history books, because we know sometimes they tend to whitewash information.
I think that, like, now people are starting to, like, really be like, yo, it's not right to judge people. Like, I feel like before, like, and it spread through everything, through sports even, like, you know what I mean, like, even through sports, like, now it's like, okay, we're not gonna not deal with somebody because he's a black quarter, like, we're not gonna not draft him because he's black, or we want a white quarterback to be like this, or, you know what I mean, like, I feel like just across the board is making people more aware of themselves when they might have a bias that they didn't even know they had, you know what I mean, like in every professional sector, you know what I mean? So I just feel like it's bringing things to the forefront, and people are checking themselves. Like, wow, did I make? Like, I've never thought I was racist, but did I make that decision because, like, low key, like, I felt a way about the way he carried himself, his culture, or whatever, and I wanted to, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think you said. I think a lot of things are starting to be recognized and realized. But let's shift it a little bit. So, what can people start to look forward to coming from you?
Oh yeah, I got Bank Teller coming. The music video, I connected with Fred Focus, who shoots. He helped to craft the visuals for Dave East and J.I., another rapper out of New York. I got that coming. I got another album coming out, Flood the Gates with Frank Rizzo. I have another album I've been working on called My Girlfriend's Gonna Hate This. You know what I'm saying? And it's, you know, it's just a bunch of, it's basically like that is coming off the tour life, and those songs are like tour life songs, where it's just like my girl, like, you know what I'm saying, like, it's just, if you took a picture of this right now, my girlfriend,
I know, I pictured it, yeah.
You know what I mean, of course, you know, I don't got a girlfriend, but I just thought it was, actually I was texting with one of my boys, and he said he wanted to start making music, and he was like, my girlfriend's gonna hate my music. And I was like, yeah, that's a dope concept, that's a dope name for an album. And I took it and I ran with it, you know what I mean? So I'm always doing that. Just like how when I said the 25 cent, the 25 mil, like you can just say it, but then you can turn it into like a thing, you know what I mean? A shirt or something. So those are all the things I have coming up. And you know, just always constantly trying to do more and trying to figure it out. You know what I mean? That's where it's at. So I'm just always, like I said, I don't plan too much. So it's just like.
Yeah, I think it's dope. Again, you got all that stuff coming out. You create the cartoons. You said you got all those different platforms of content, and it's just inspirational as another content creator. And I'm sure Gene could attest to this. It's just when you see people like that, it motivates us to continue as well.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because this stuff can seem overwhelming at times. It's like, are people even gonna watch it?
Yeah.
Are people gonna fuck with it? How am I gonna get it on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram? Like you're trying to do so much.
But people are watching. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta remember, like, people are watching. You know what I mean? Like I said, like, we met maybe a couple months ago.
Yeah.
And I'm here watching. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes I'm not necessarily commenting.
Yeah.
Or even liking. I'm just, you know what I mean? But I'm aware. You know what I mean? I'm respecting what I see. And so, like, don't think just because it's something, again, like, it's like everybody's busy with their own life, but you have to always be consistent, because they're expecting you to be consistent, so that when they reach out to you, they're like, oh, you know what, my man Rich does that. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me reach out to him. And like, people are watching even when you think they're not. So like, I feel like that's just something that keeps me going. You know what I mean? Because I know people are just, they're watching, and then once you do something amazing, they'll tune in and they'll be like, oh, I remember him. Just like you said, your man, I don't know him. He's like, oh, the kid, the dude with the daughter, yep. They always, you know what I'm saying?
I think you hit on a key point that sometimes people get upset about or angry about, and they shouldn't. Is just because you're not necessarily always liking or comment doesn't mean you're not actually in tune or supporting. Maybe you just caught it for a second on the go. You didn't have time to double tap or comment.
Listen, like, this, all right, so this is one thing I want to say about that people need to really understand this. Like, one of my friends, I asked him to help me with one of my business things that I'm doing, right? And so he started to help me, and he's putting up, like, pictures, random pictures. You grab a picture off the internet. Like, let's say you're trying to sell clothes or something, and you're taking a random picture off another website and putting it up like, yo, I got this for sale. Nobody's going to respect that. Like, you actually have to put work in, do the groundwork, to start to create that space in people's mind where they know you as that person who's doing that. But that happens way before they tune in. So you have to do that groundwork. You can't just, I'm gonna try to do this. You shoot it out, and then everybody knows you put no effort into this, so they're not gonna respect it. That's why when people say my friends don't comment on my when I on my business stuff, or my friends don't support when I do this, it's because you don't put the work in, like, and everybody knows it, and you're gonna be trying something else in a month. So it's like you have to be doing the thing, because people don't want to do nothing more than go to their friend. I'm sure like you know how many times I get a call about, yo, how do you do this? And from somebody who's never talked to me about that, but they know that, oh, yo, I know you always you do the YouTube thing, like how do you get the YouTube going, or how do you shoot the content? And this is coming from somebody because they know you as that person, and in their mind you're that person. You don't even know it yet. You know what I'm saying? And people need to realize that, and that's why a lot of people feel like their friends don't support, but their friends do support. But you have to give them something to grab onto. You have to give them the reason to be proud to talk about you.
I think that's almost like when you notice the real sport is those calls, like you said. Maybe it's a person you didn't think was even paying attention, and they call you. It's like, yo, I peeped that YouTube, and maybe you did a transition or you shot a certain piece of content. I thought that was dope. How'd you do it? And you know it's because they're actually talking about it. Maybe they didn't like it, but they're able to sit there and tell you like, oh, you did this, this, and this.
If I met somebody random, let's say somebody like that knows you, and I met them in the airport, they're gonna tell me about you. They're gonna be like, oh, you right? Oh, you know, are you from Jersey? Oh, you know my man Rich? Because he's been doing it. You probably don't even know, and they're bringing you up. They're showing me. You know how many times people did that to me? They're showing me their friend. I could tell like I'm looking at his account through your Instagram, and I'm seeing that you haven't liked or commented on any of the posts that you're showing me, but you're telling me about him. You're proud of him. You know what I'm saying?
It'd be like that.
Yeah. So it's just like, don't get down, and like just keep going. You know what I mean?
Nah, 100%. And before we close out this interview, do you have any final message or something you want the people to know or tell them?
The message is always one of my big things is find something you love and let it kill you. I mean, that's what's on my Instagram right now. Probably be something different by the time y'all see this, but find something you love. I'm really big into that. Like, find something you love, put your heart into it, and then it doesn't matter if people are. If you love music, you sit there, you make music, and you love it, and you're letting it kill you. That means that if people are throwing stones at you, if they're disrespecting you, if they're calling it whatever, good or bad, it doesn't matter. You find something you love, you let it kill you. Whether it's fashion, don't let nobody say, oh, you spent $3,500 on some sneakers that's supposed to cost $80. Like, yo, that's a whole market. Like, it's a whole. People are making millions off that. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of don't listen to people that have negative views on everything and don't understand how the world works when it comes to commerce. You know what I mean? Because you can make $1 million off of anything. I'm telling you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can make $1 million off of anything. Another thing I want to let people know is, you know what I mean, like, price things and understand that you're special, so when you price things, like it's not just like my daughter has a painting, right? And I was just thinking, if I lost that painting, right? And it's not nothing like she did she just the painting that she did when she ate. So imagine if I'm like 60 years old and somebody come to me like, yo, I got the painting that your daughter did. I would pay anything to get it back because it's worth that to me. You know what I'm saying? So like, people have to know that, like, when you create something, take that pride and to know that like I did this. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's not about better or worse. Oh, somebody draws better than you, so why are you doing it? No, this is yours though. You know what I mean? So I buy something like this, you buy it, and if I was to sell it down the line, I'm charging people more because I owned it. You're getting, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel you.
Like,
look, right? When we get a baseball on a sign by our favorite baseball player.
Exactly. Right, exactly. So so the whole time you're on Earth, you're putting in work so that whatever you touch, the price of it goes up because you touched it. Just like you said, like, if I signed it and somebody would show like, yo, like Michael Jordan actually held this basketball that he signed, because that's a thing.
A $30 basketball became $5,000.
Right. So I don't care, and you can do that with anything on Earth. So like, I don't care if these cards are, you know what I mean, they're cards at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? But these cards cost like $100, $200 because they have.
My cards cost $2.50.
Because they have Gucci G's on the back. which is literally nothing. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You see through it,
slap the logo.
but the thing in life is like you can't hate that. You have to embrace it and use it to know that, okay, like if they can do that, then I can make a logo mean something and charge people for me even slapping Supreme on something. You know what I mean?
Nah,
Off-White, I could slap Off-White on some Nikes, and now it's 3 times the price because I touched it.
Yeah, no, that's how it goes.
Yeah, so I feel like I just want to get that across, and I'm big on that, and just like having self-value. That's self-value. That's it, you know what I mean? And if you have the self-value, you don't mind being like, yo, listen, you don't have to buy these. You know what I'm saying? But you ain't gonna like, these are mine. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Nah, I dig that. I want to thank you again for your time, Demic. I appreciate
thank you. Too.
I appreciate you. You welcomed us into your space.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you sat down. We had this conversation. So, you know, much love and respect everything you spoke about.
I just want to say we gonna do this again.
This might be 2 parts.
I'm moving to the Hudson River. I mean, we're gonna sit here and listen. This is what I said. I like to make music and make the music and then know how the crowd is gonna respond and see it in my mind. So I'm gonna tell you now, right? This is what I like to do. We're gonna sit here and we're gonna have the Manhattan skyline right in the back of us.
All right.
You see how I say MJ Pat? We're gonna level up. In the next interview, right? And I want everybody to watch this and know the next one, we're gonna have the skyline right there, right? We're gonna walk out onto the balcony and we're gonna complete the story. When y'all see this, y'all gonna know what I'm talking about. You're gonna, when you see we're on the Hudson Waterfront, Conway State.
I love that you're constantly leveling up.
Yeah, that's what it's about. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
So, yo, I appreciate everybody. This is my interview with Demic. Once again, just much respect. He welcomed us into his space. So this was, even for me, this was a completely different interview. I've never done something like this where it was something this personal almost.
Right.
So this was even new to me. This was super dope for my first time being back doing a live interview. Everybody that tuned in, I really appreciate you. If you're watching this on YouTube, you know, like, subscribe, go follow my man. Do you want to drop your Instagram name, your YouTube name for them?
At King Demic on IG, at King Demic on everything. You know what I mean? SoundCloud, Twitter. If it's made, I'm on it because I'm gonna just jump on it before it's a thing. Like, that's what I do. You know what I mean? That's a thing to do. You know what I mean? Just check me out. But I'm gonna find them before they find me. Trust and believe. That's my style.
I fuck with that. So again, yo, I appreciate y'all tuning in. I appreciate all the support that you guys been giving me. I'm sure he appreciates all the support you've been giving him.
Right.
And you know, we're just back to it. You know what I'm saying? I hope all of you are remaining safe, and I'll catch you guys next time. We out.
Wow.